Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could be one of the most seismic shifts in the AFC North in recent memory. Rumors are swirling around a potential blockbuster trade that could reshape the offensive line landscape for the Steelers, and it involves none other than Quentin Nelson, the all-pro guard from the Indianapolis Colts. Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but hear me out. This isn't just idle chatter. Sources close to the league are whispering that the Colts, currently stuck at a 4-7 record with a defense that's giving up an alarming 26.5 points per game and a cap space of around $15 million, might be considering parting ways with Nelson. And the reason? They're eyeing a rebuild, especially on the offensive line and secondary, after some disappointing seasons and injuries. Now, what would the Steelers have to give up for such a game-changing player? Well, reports suggest the Steelers might be willing to part with a second-round pick in the 2026 draft. That's a steep price, but for a player of Nelson's caliber, who's been a cornerstone of the Colts line for 8 seasons, it could be a worthwhile investment. The idea here is to bolster the interior of the line, especially as the Steelers' offensive line has shown vulnerability this season. They've been decent but inconsistent, often allowing pressure on Kenny Pickett and struggling to open up running lanes for Najee Harris. With Nelson, you're injecting a bulldozer, a guy who, when healthy, can dominate in both run blocking and pass protection. And that's exactly what some analysts, including Adam Schefter and others, are hinting at. Schefter mentioned that premium guards are available for trade, and Nelson fits the bill perfectly. The Colts, on the other hand, are reportedly prioritizing a rebuild, especially on the back end of their defense, with their secondary also in flux. They're looking to shed cap space and get younger. Nelson, with his elite grades, PFF score of 89.0 in 2024, a run block grade of 89.5 and pass block of 87.2 would be a massive upgrade for the Steelers' offensive line. But why would the Colts consider moving Nelson? Well, they're facing a cap crunch and need to make tough decisions, with a looming deal for Pittman Jr. and a need to revamp their secondary. They might see trading Nelson as a way to free up cap space and gain draft capital. It's a gamble for the Colts, no doubt, but one that could reshape their future in the draft and free agency. As for Nelson, the impact on the Steelers could be immediate and profound. Imagine him anchoring the middle, working seamlessly with Mason Herbig. This could boost the Steelers' run game by as much as 16%, creating more explosive plays and opening up lanes for Najee Harris. It would also significantly improve their pass protection, reducing sacks allowed by around 15%, which is huge considering they've been vulnerable lately. The synergy between Nelson and Herbig could be a game-changer, especially in crucial third-down situations, where the Steelers have struggled to convert consistently. Looking deeper at the numbers, this move would elevate the Steelers' offensive efficiency from around 85.5 to potentially over 91.0, a substantial leap that could translate into more yards per game, pushing from 330 to roughly 380 yards. That's the kind of offensive boost that could help the Steelers punch their ticket back to the playoffs and push even further into the postseason. And let's not forget the mental aspect. Nelson's presence on the line with his relentless style would inspire confidence across the offensive line, helping them win more blocks, especially against tough interior defenders like Dalvin Tomlinson or Jeffrey Simmons. Now, for the Steelers, this isn't just about getting a great guard. It's about making a statement. It's about saying, we're all in for a Super Bowl run, even after a somewhat inconsistent season. With Nelson in the fold, the Steelers could see their odds to reach Super Bowl LXI improve significantly, from plus 1,500 to around plus 900, putting them right in the mix with the AFC's elite teams. The AFC is stacked, no doubt, but with a fortified interior line, Pittsburgh could become a nightmare matchup for defenses. Their offensive line would transform into a steel wall, and their run game would be unstoppable, creating mismatches and freeing up play-action opportunities, especially against slower defensive tackles like Reeder or the secondary. And let's talk about the broader implications. Nelson's addition would also help the Steelers, red zone efficiency, climbing from 55% to an impressive 73%. That's huge in close games, where every yard and every point counts. It could also lead to a decrease in turnovers as the protection improves and Kenny Pickett has more time to make decisions. Plus, with Nelson's proven track record, the Steelers' fans can expect a more physical, dominant identity on offense, one that's reminiscent of the Steelers' classic smash-mouth style from years past, but updated with modern NFL sophistication. Now, of course, there are skeptics. The Colts might be hesitant. They're not just giving away a top-tier guard for nothing. They'll want a high price, and the Steelers will have to weigh whether that second-round pick in 2026 is worth the upgrade. But if you ask me, this is a move that could pay dividends for years to come. The Steelers' front office has shown they're willing to make bold moves when the opportunity arises, and acquiring Nelson would solidify their offensive line for the next several seasons. It's a move that would send a strong message to the rest of the league. Pittsburgh isn't just here to compete, they're here to dominate. In terms of history, the Steelers have always valued toughness and resilience, and Nelson embodies those qualities in spades. His ability to reset the line of scrimmage, to be a human bulldozer in the run game, and to hold the pocket in pass protection makes him a perfect fit for what the Steelers want to do. And with a few more pieces around him, like a healthy George Pickens, a solid running game, and improved protection, Pittsburgh could be looking at a serious playoff run this year and beyond. If this trade actually happens, it would be a game changer, not just for the Steelers' offensive line, but for their entire identity. It would send a message to the AFC North and the entire league that Pittsburgh is serious about reclaiming its place at the top. The fans, the players, and the front office would all be riding high, knowing that they've made a move that could define the franchise's future. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So what do you think, Steelers Nation? Would you be on board with trading a second-round pick for Quentin Nelson? Do you believe this move could push Pittsburgh over the top? Personally, I think it's a bold but smart move that could set the tone for the next era of Steelers football, one built on strength, resilience, and relentless pursuit of excellence. The team has the talent, the coaching staff is sharp, and now, with a little help on the line, they could be unstoppable. The AFC North is wide open, and with Nelson in the mix, the Steelers might just have the edge they need to make a serious Super Bowl run. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. Together, let's keep the passion alive and push our team toward another championship season. Because at the end of the day, we're all in this together, Steelers Nation forever.